welcome to my channel, The Silver Sage. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by, and if you're returning, thanks for coming back. Today I'm going to be reviewing slash demoing products from Sienna Naturals. If you're familiar with the brand, this is Issa Rae's brand. She is, or at least she has been, the face of the brand. I believe she has a stake in it. Her name is on the bottle, so pretty sure this is her brand. Very healthy hair-based, natural-based products. They're not all natural. They're not, organic from the earth, but they do have a lot of good natural ingredients, primarily aloe. So the first product that I'm going to be trying is this Happy shampoo. Can't see what it's doing. Okay, there we go. And Happy stands for Hydrating Elementary pH Balanced Ingredients. I have no idea what any of that means, but it sounds good. And number one ingredient after water in this is aloe. And Frizzell loves the aloe. So I think this shampoo is very similar to another shampoo I used. I'm really hoping, based on the ingredient listing and the concentrations, that it has a similar performance, because that shampoo was very, very hydrating, and that is what Frizzell is in need of in this very cold winter that we're having here in New York, as well as just some good slip, because I'm doing a lot of manipulation of my hair between the twists and the permanent parts. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. So before I wash my hair, I do a pre-poo. I'll do another video on my pre-poo regimen, and since none of the Sienna Naturals products are going to be part of that, I'm not really going to focus on that so much. But I do use permanent parts, right? I'm in the process of establishing permanent parts in my hair to wash the hair and style the hair in sort of a permanent installation of sections. And so, in order to do that efficiently, I have found that washing the hair in particular, I need to dilute the shampoo because I'm applying it to different sections. You really overuse your shampoo trying to put a dot of shampoo on every single part of your hair. So I dilute the shampoo, I put it into a bottle, empty bottle with sometimes equal parts water, but in this case, because I have about 12 sections that I'm going to be washing the hair in, I will try to amp up the amount of water to the number of sections, so I'm not just completely overwashing my hair with too much product. And I don't wash the hair in twist. I do twist up the sections, but I take the sections out and wash them individually and then twist them back up. I twist my hair a lot. I don't know if that's part of the reason why I'm getting some breakage, but it's working for me right now. We'll see what happens. And after I wash the hair, condition the hair, I will come back and do the styling process and give you my thoughts. So after I've pre-pooed, I have my hair in the sections that I'm going to be washing it in. And I know I said earlier that I wasn't going to wash my hair in these sections, in these twists, but I actually did end up doing that. So I had to come back on camera just to demonstrate how really creamy and luxurious this shampoo was. I could not show you the in-shower application, but it really did a fantastic job. It was so creamy and moisturizing. So I'm just trying to demonstrate here kind of what the consistency is so you get some idea. But it was almost like a conditioner, but it did lather up. So here you see my hair after shampooing, and it is super soft. I know you can't necessarily see that, but you can see the shine here. This product did not disappoint. It was full of slip. I'm going to go now and use the Shea Beauty Rice Water, which is not part of the Sienna Naturals collection, but it is something that I committed to adding to my regimen. This application was super easy because my hair was super soft and super detangled. Next up, we have the conditioner from Sienna Naturals, Untangled. This is a shine boosting detangler. It's not saying that it's a super moisturizing conditioner, but it's not their deep conditioner, which is protein based. I don't really have a problem with protein, but I am also using Shea Beauty's rice water. I just committed after the review of those products that this was really the one winner that I wanted to keep in the regimen. And because it has protein, I just don't want to risk protein overload. So instead of their protein deep conditioner, I'm going with this more moisturizing detangling conditioner. We'll see how it goes. I only got a small one just in case. So here's what it looks like coming out of the container. Very easy, not super duper thick, but it feels pretty hydrating. And this is me putting it in after I've already done one of my sections. So you can see there's already a crazy amount of shine. So these products are really delivering on that hydration and shine. And this was probably one of the most tangle-free detanglings I've ever had experienced. This conditioner really lives up to its name. If you have issues with tangling, I would say run out and get this because there was just zero resistance to any detangling. I put this conditioner in and left it in under a heat cap for about 30 to 45 minutes. And then after that, I ended up leaving it in overnight, which I know some people say you shouldn't do, but sometimes that's the only way anything can really penetrate my hair. And so I did that with this, and this is how it came out after it was rinsed out. And then for my next act, they have this Dream Curl Cream. I believe that this is a relatively new product. I have not been using Sienna Naturals or following the brand very closely, so I don't know how new this is, but it's new to me. And this is a definition hydration hold for all textures. Now, I've said many times, Frizzell is not going to be moisturized into being curly. That is not what we're working with. So curl creams will never work on my hair to give definition. They always need a gel on top of that. I've accepted it. Frizzell has accepted it. We're good with it. It seems like a lot, but it's really not that big of a deal. After I've sectioned my hair, I'm going to put the curl cream in the larger sections for a lighter application because I really want to keep it from being too heavy so as not to interfere with the curl cast from the gel. Okay, I had a really tough time getting this styler out of the container. I don't know why. It's not super duper thick, but for some reason it just would not come out. And I checked to make sure it didn't have the little foil on the top and everything. It just was really tough to come out. I was eventually able to get it out. I really don't know. It wasn't that thick. It just, for whatever reason, needed to get some of the product out. So it did start to come out much easier after that. And it is kind of thick, not so thick that it shouldn't have come out. Anyway, I used a liquid leave-in for the liquid cream oil regimen that I'm also trying out in addition to these products to see how these products work with that liquid cream oil application. So this is the liquid stage, and then I'm using the styler as the cream. All right, I sat under the heat cap with this in my hair for about half an hour, maybe an hour. Sometimes I lose track, but it came out really soft, very moisturized, and I'm undoing a twist here just so you can kind of see where it is. I would say that this curl cream is much more of a styler than most, but I'm still going to use the gel. This is a new thing, at least to me, the Dream Curl Gelée. Now, this one is actually new because I saw that on the website. And this is the reason why I wasn't really using Sienna Naturals before is because they didn't have a gel. So it was just some uh, leave-in conditioner, I believe, and some shampoo and conditioner. I was like, oh, it's nice. You know, the hair looked moisturized, but it definitely wasn't for a wash and go regimen. Now, I'm not doing a wash and go. I'm doing a twist out, sort of a protective style twist out, wash and go hybrid. But this will all make sense when I do the demo. I do need a gel to get that defined look. Otherwise, Frizzell's going to do what Frizzell does, which is frizz. So I'm really looking forward. I've never tried any of these products. This is all going to be brand new, and I will share my impressions as I go. Here I'm doing the oil application of the liquid cream oil. This is not a Sienna Naturals product. This is something I picked up off of Etsy, but it is avocado butter. It melts down to an oil consistency, which is why I use it as the oil part of it, trying to show you the consistency there. As I apply it, it becomes more of an oil, and I find that the butter works better than most oils in terms of sealing the moisture in. And you can see how it's looking even without me putting in any gel. So already it's kind of doing a thing there. And this is the gel. It's a pretty good gel consistency, kind of clear-ish, very much like a gel, not a cream. And it's going on really easily. Again, with the shampoo and conditioner, the detangling was just off the chain. So very drama-free, easy application. And you can see the gel's already giving some pretty decent definition. And right after that, I'm going to go over that with the mousse. And I'm going to repeat this throughout all the sections of my hair. So the mousse is pretty standard mousse, nothing truly different about it if you've used mousse. But I thought it was a good consistency. The combination of the gel and the mousse really, I think, was a very solid foundation for good styling. I really liked the use of those two products together. In addition to everything else I was using on my hair, I felt like this is probably going to have a pretty good result. So now I'm going to install my mini twists. These will be in much smaller sections than the other parts of my regimen because they're mini twists. I am all done with my twists. That only took about 2 hours, give or take. But I'm happy with how they look. I definitely have a cast. I did do a bit of diffusing, but my hair was really juicy and it really did not dry right away. And even overnight, it was still a little damp. So I'd say moisture retention was on point. I would describe my twisting slash braiding skills as emerging, so it doesn't look perfect, but I think it looks pretty good. I did leave these in for 3 days before I took the twists out, so I'm looking forward to how it turns out. And these are my final twisted out results. So, as you can see, I have a lot of definition. This is day 4 post wash. So, day 1 of actually taking the twist out, but day 4 of it being in twists. It did have a cast earlier, but that cast just kind of naturally worked itself out. So you can see it's got plenty of movement, plenty of definition, shine, all the things. So I will just give my final thoughts on these products, starting with the shampoo. A++, 5 stars. I don't have a rating system yet, but if I did, all the stars. This did exactly what I wanted it to do. It's a moisturizing shampoo, something I've been looking for a long time. Search over, done. This is going in my permanent collection. Next up, the Untangled Conditioner. Again, it does exactly what it says it's going to do. It untangled my hair. This was the most drama-free, tangle-free experience I think I've ever had. This product works. So if you're having issues with tangles, run out and get this. Moms, get it for your babies. You'll thank me later. But I don't know if it could really be like a deep conditioner. I did leave this in my hair overnight. And my hair was extremely soft the next day, and it took my hair a pretty long time to dry. I don't know if I could attribute that to this since I put so much other stuff in my hair, But I'm definitely willing to give this another chance. This is half gone. I have maybe one more use of this sample, so I will get this in a full size. Next up, we have the Sienna Naturals Dream Curl Cream. Now, this curl cream is not a glorified leave-in conditioner. It is definitely a styler. It definitely has hold. Doesn't have enough hold to be my main styler. And it's not quite the right consistency, I think, to be the cream step of the liquid oil cream. It's very, very thick. And I think it might have been a little overkill because it has shea butter when I used the avocado butter on top of it. I felt like there was just a lot of product in my hair. That being said, it doesn't feel that way now. It really does not feel like I have a ton of buildup on my hair. So I have to say, I would not abandon this product. Maybe I would use it differently. Sienna Naturals does have a leave-in called Do Magic, and based on the performance of these products, I would try it. I would try the Curl Elixir, which is the liquid leave-in, and just see how they perform because the rest of these products really did very well on my hair, and I have nothing bad to say really. So the gel. The gel did its job. I had a good curl cast. I did combine it with the mousse, as you saw. So I think this is the 1-2 punch. It's pretty much my staple regimen to put a gel and mousse together. It gives me exactly the hold that I need. It gives me exactly the definition and the uniformity. So all in all, I think these products did well. I will come back and just show how it held up over the next couple of days because in 2 more days, 3 more days, it's going to be time for wash day again. So hopefully these curls will last, but so far so good.